So that's how that system works. And I found this. I wanted to find a way, and I found this on Amazon. I think I forgot what the website is, but I found this on there, and it just makes stacking the batteries and putting them organized a lot better than what I used to have. Usually they sat on a shelf. So over here on this side, we have Ron Paul's drawer design. We have my compressor, which eventually I need to find a good electrician that can fix this, because right now there's like a shortcut somewhere here, and I'm not an electrician. So eventually this will run out of that, and I won't have to roll this out. The only reason I'll roll this out is just to drain it, or I may even put a hose there to drain it. That would be ideal in winter time. Once winter time hits, this will be in here all the time. And let's talk about my charging station. You noticed earlier I mentioned that this has a little notch on it. Now, previously in my older trailer, this was just these chargers, they have some holes to hold the chargers up. So on a previous trailer, I only had them clinging onto those screws, and I figured out that my guys came in here and pushed too hard on the battery charger, and they would break the back of them. So for this one, I decided to still use those keyholes, but have a seat for these battery chargers. So when you push down on them, there's no way they can break those. Those are now, ever since I did it like this, I haven't had a problem with any of these chargers breaking, and that's a win-win for everybody. I'm able to charge 7. There's one back here, you might have seen it earlier. There's one back there that you can only use whenever this ramp is down. So again, this little fan. Oh my god, I love this little fan. This little fan, I bought this first, then I bought the DeWalt, but this little guy here, believe it or not, puts out way more air than that one over there. That one's a little bit pricier. I think the store guys like 120 versus 99 or 90 bucks, 97, something like that. So I definitely recommend this one versus the DeWalt. Here's some of my DeWalt tools. Here's when I built this trailer, I had this here. I have a ladder on top of it, so that side gets supported by that cabinet there, and but this side here, they didn't have anything, so I built this little corner to support it. I was just gonna put a piece of 1x in an angle to holding this thing up, but I figure, well, if I'm gonna do that, it's just gonna be one less tool that I get to mount. So I made it into a holster that holds this little stapler. I use this mainly for paper wrap, moist up, whatever paper application that you may have. This is the tool I go to. However, I have paper hammer tackers that they're on one of those drawers, but so that's what that's the little stapler looks like. So over here we have your usual suspects. We have my 21-degree framing nailer. I don't use it a lot, just for special occasions. If I need to go to a house and add a stud here, or some quick things that never fail to surprise you when you're framing. You gotta have in any kind of work, you gotta have your grinder. This, somebody broke that, but I gotta change it out. I mainly use this for cutting off anchor bolts. Usually there's an anchor bolt right where your door is, door opening goes, and I use this for that. Here is a flashlight that we have in case you always need a flashlight. I got a couple of reciprocating saws, a hammer drill. I got my little router. I don't use it much. I use this mainly on projects, like I use this on some other things for this trailer, but other than that, I don't use it on my job. But it never hurts to carry one with you. You never know when you're gonna need it. I got my D-ring style jigsaw. This is my new it's a DC 999 hammer drill, I guess. Haven't used it yet. I'm looking forward to using it. And I have some old drills. This is the new XR impact driver. I love these little impact drivers. They just make life a whole lot easier. If you don't have one of these, I promise you, you're not gonna regret getting one. For this here, I have one of these on my second trailer, but I only had 4 spaces for my drills. I added an extra space on this trailer because this trailer is a little bit bigger. So, but that's it. I copied this off of somebody on YouTube. I don't know who the guy was. I can't remember, but this is what's original, somebody else's idea from YouTube. And I have some of the screws that I use for shimming doors, some screws that I need for my 6x6 posts, some my screws that I need for adding into concrete structures. This right here was an afterthought. This cabinet here, it wasn't planned out to be there when I sketched this trailer. Originally, my nail bags were gonna be here just hanging on hooks, but then I thought, why go this far into a trailer and the first thing you see here is nail bags? So I decided to hide them. So that's where nail bags go. Nothing special. This right here is one of the last things I put on this trailer, and again, this is just to aesthetics mainly. The purpose of this is eventually I'm gonna find a picture like this one up here, but I want it to be somebody using their wall tools, like a large poster or something. Whenever I find one, I'm gonna throw it on here, just for decorational purposes, nothing else. Oh, let's go back over here. This here is just one of those little, these usually go in drawers, but when I finished this trailer, I sanded this down and stained it with the natural stain, and put a few coats of lacquer on it. And I don't want the guys just throwing stuff under here and scratching this off, so I just threw this up here just to protect that a little bit. If these get dragged out, I'll just get me some more of these and throw it back on there. What's under here, it's just a mess. I don't want to show it, but I will. We just got some random stuff. Those are the screws I use for most of this trailer. There's the lacquer I use. TV mounts that I didn't need. Some more screws. Extra battery. It's just most of this stuff is gonna find a new place, probably in my garage. On this one here, we have impact driver. What is this? Half-inch impact. I use it mainly for ankle bolts. With a pound nail of this. It looks nice outside, but you go in here and it's a mess. I gotta fix that. I got this is a 1/4-inch ratchet set that I have here. Some of my router tips. Again, I need to fix and organize this a little better, but for the time being, it works. It's not a mess until somebody finds it, right? Some of my hammer tackers, scissors, tin snips, I mean. Some of my laser levels, some more accessories, chisels. Got some powder bits there. This is my air up a tire if I need to air up a tire. This is all my fittings in case I need to fix a hose on the job site. The saw blade drawer, it's not the best looking, but it works so far. Did I show this one? Yeah. I got some of my wrenches here. I had these organized better, but when I moved some of my stuff to this trailer, so a lot of my stuff was missing and they didn't have a pair no more, so that's what it is for now. Eventually I'll fix that. Some more random stuff that surely nobody wants to look at, but for the most part I find that Ron Paul's version seems like it works for him, but for me as a framer, I couldn't find anything out there that remotely helped me to organize my trailer. So this is what I came up with. It's kind of like a version of Ron Paul's design. It works for me. The guys know where the tools are at all times. If I put covies like he has on his videos, then all I would see would probably be this right here. I will have that view, and it'd be pretty hard to know if that's a Sawzall or it's a hammer drill. So it'd be very hard for the guys. It'd be a mess. So I'd rather have my tools displayed like this. That way the guys can just immediately recognize what kind of tool they need and grab what they need. Over here we have this Milwaukee packout that I thought about doing some packout here, but then again I don't know what I'm gonna put on those packouts. My tools that I need every day on a daily basis would be here and would be here. This is all as a framer that I need. I don't need anything else. So it'd be kind of pointless for me to have a packout where I'm gonna have, I wouldn't even begin to figure out what to put in them. So this packout comes pretty handy. I use it as a cabinet. I got some Dremel accessories. I got some concrete bits. I got a cleaning tool, some more paddle bits, self-tapping paddle bits. I got these are mainly for my pin nailer from Milwaukee. I'll show you guys in a minute. And get it. And I have some of my cutoff tool accessories here, also from Milwaukee. And down here we have multi-tool blades. So I could have put most of this stuff on here, only to me I'm saving this for something larger. I have a tool in the garage that will fit here perfectly, but I don't use it much, so for the time being I'm not gonna bother on putting it here and cleaning this up, so I'm not gonna bother with that for a while. So on my rendering from this trailer, when I started drawing this, I was originally gonna have a divider wall here and a sliding door in the middle to separate that area from the tool section. Being that at lunch I like to get in here, there's usually chairs here, but for this video I took them out. They usually sit on that corner, and at lunchtime I like to come in here, turn the AC on. If it's winter time, get some coffee, use the microwave if I got anything to throw on there at times. And that this is mainly the eating area, if you will. But that was my idea, to build a wall here. But then somewhere along the lines, before I started building that, I wasn't happy with the idea of coming in through the back door and having a wall there, because that would make this look so small that it's just I wasn't thrilled about that idea either. So I slept on that for a few weeks until this idea came out of nowhere. So let's show you this first. This is I call this my cabinet of shame. As you notice, most of my stuff is DeWalt. The trailer is patterned for DeWalt, but this is where all my Milwaukee tools hide most of the time. These tools, the tool I use the most is gonna be this one. I love this little multi-tool. I use it for cutting wind braces, any kind of metal that I need to cut. This is my tool. I usually actually use this more than the DeWalt grinder. It's got more RPMs than the grinder, so I use that the most. We got some, let's see what we have here. Let's start from the top. We got this little tool we use for cleaning anchor bolts. In some houses, the slabs just sit there and they get rained on, and that leads to corrosion. So sometimes the nuts are hard to put on the little anchor. So we use this to clean that up, and that way we can get those washers, nuts on the anchor bolts. So this is my Dremel tool. Has not seen any action. This we use every once in a while. This I have used every once in a while. This I have not used it yet on the job site, but I did use this for most of my trailer build. I started using this one, but I found out that this is so much easier to use than this one. This was 18 gauge, and this is just a 23 gauge pin nailer, so it's hard to mess with this. I got my gun for caulking, usually for liquid nail when we set doors. I got a water pump if I have. Most of the houses that we built, most of the showers, they're embedded in the concrete, or they're sunk about 1.5 inches below grade. So when it rains, water stays on there, and this is the tool for getting the water out of there. This is new. I just picked this tool up. I forgot the website that I bought it from, but it's a planer, and I haven't used it, but I'm gonna use this to set those post braces that Sometimes you gotta nudge them, and this will save on time. We have this little one-handed, I don't know what it's called, I think it's a hacksaw. It's a 12 volt, so don't expect much from it. I got my metal cutters. I use them mainly for flashing, flashing on wherever my brake pocket meets a different height, and you have to have a flash, and I use that for that metal. This never hurts to have one of these in case there's some branches hitting your roof line. Just pop this out and cut that branch off. This here, this is my installation driver, and that's pretty much it for the tools here. Well, actually, there's one more over here that's hiding. We have a palm nailer. I tried it. I haven't actually used it. If we come to a situation where we're gonna do a lot of hangers, we're gonna go and use an air one rather than a battery one. This is a little bit slower than the air one, so but if I need to go put a bracket somewhere and I don't want to bring out the compressor and hose and all that, so just grab this and get that bracket mounted and call it a day. Got chargers for my batteries, battery holsters, and originally this whole cabinet was a solid piece of quarter-inch plywood, and originally I hollowed out these sections here to make this door lighter. But then one day I came in here and I saw these cutoffs, and I decided, why not just make it functional where you can see through and just display your tools a little better. So that's what I did. I cut these panels out in different angles, and it looks pretty nice if you ask me. Behind this door we have, right there is it's a little bed. That's where my dog's bed is at for the time being. You notice over here, that's his bowl. It's a husky. I found him 2 years ago, and ever since then he comes and goes to work with me. So that's where the AC comes in. It's a husky, and out here in Texas the heat can beat on you, so he stays on for the most part in the trailer when it gets too hot out there. So this is also my dog's house, not just a tool trailer. Anyhow, let's continue. Over here there's a latch there, and I was gonna build that wall out here that separated the sections, so instead I built this cabinet, and it's got rollers on the bottom so you can move it. It's not the smoothest thing to roll, but that's kind of what it does. All right. I'm eventually gonna build either a second cabinet, and I was thinking Makita tools on this side. There's like a few tools that I would like to have from Makita, and but for the time being, this setup works the way it is. It gets the job done, but I do need to go ahead and build another door there, mainly to keep the AC unit, keeping this side a lot cooler. Trailer, this roof on the trailer is insulated, when I ordered this trailer, the entire trailer was supposed to be insulated. The roof was insulated. The roof is insulated. The walls, however, I paid for them to be insulated. And when I started tearing stuff up, like I took this piece of trim out, I found out there is no insulation on the wall. So it's too late now to remove all this and insulate the entire trailer. But at some point, I'm gonna attempt to insulate at least this area where the AC is at, and help things cool. So over here we have a TV, and we have our PlayStation. Mainly I use most of the time I play FIFA with the guys, a couple of guys, and remember over there there's usually a couple of chairs. For the video I took the chairs out because it made it look cluttered. So eventually here I'm gonna have some form of seating. So I'm thinking something that folds down. That way I can have tools below and still be able to sit there on that area. I'm probably gonna get some of those IV style benches that flip over, and that will work out great. These tools I may build them a spot down here, or I would just leave them at home. I don't need them all the time, so those I don't have to have on a daily basis and carry them every day, which is way more weight. What else? That's usually where my plans go. Over here we have a medical kit, and let's see, hopefully nothing will fall off. There we go. I use the packout for this. I'm not too thrilled about having boxes stacked on the floor all the way to the ceiling. That's not me. I like getting to the job site and getting the tools right out. I don't like digging through boxes to get my tools out. I find that boxes just slows things down, and just having them where you can just grab it and put it back in place, it's roll downtime, and it's so much faster. So but this packer does work great for scenarios like this where I have to have my Medikit right there and some accessories on the other side. I was thinking here, if I don't do some kind of inverter with batteries, I was thinking about buying the Blue 80 and having it here, since the Blue 80 is solar powered, sorry, and I can just put my solar panels outside. That would be great, but haven't decided yet. Maybe this will be a great spot to add another pack out and have my put my drone on the pack out and have it there. Usually it's at the house. It's a hassle to sometimes I want to take some videos on the job site and I forgot the drones at the house charging, or I don't have enough batteries and I left them home. So if I leave my drone here, be a lot better. So yeah, this is the spot for my dog. He sleeps right there. What else? Yeah, these cabinets, yeah, I built myself. These are the first cabinets I built. I'm not a cabinet maker. I'm a framer, that's all I do. But yeah, they didn't come out that bad. Surely a lot of people is gonna find mistakes, and there is mistakes like this. Should have been behind and not on the front, but what you gonna do, it's done. If it works, it works. I have my cut that I have not used, and I have a bowl of ramen soup. And let's talk about this. This is Milwaukee's. I had this for a couple months. I haven't taken the stickers out because I don't know why. I just haven't done it. But this thing, it's supposed to power that saw right there. We'll see how it works tomorrow. But this guy powers the trailer if I need to come in here, if it's too early in the morning and I need to get in the trailer and it's dark. I'll just turn this on and it'll power the lights. It'll run this refrigerator for a while, but not for that long. Probably, I haven't tested it out, but if I had to say, probably 5 hours, something like that, if this is the only thing that's powering. But can't complain much. Well, there you have it. That's my version of Ron Polk's. Hopefully there's another framer out there that liked it and can take some ideas out of this trailer. I know on my part I looked for months trying to find a trailer that I would like to build, and I wasn't able to find one out there. So this is my Ron Polk's take on for a framer. So I'll probably see you guys on the next one when I build the other half of this wall. On the next time, guys.